Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning to the University of Iowa for a WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team. That game is on May 4th. So if you're looking to get a ticket still, StubHub has them, but the cheapest one available right now.
Caitlin Clark will once again play in the arena where she took the world by storm. For the first time in franchise history, the Indiana Fever will take the court at the University of Iowa during a ceremony scheduled for February 2nd. Tickets to the preseason game will be available through the University of Iowa. The team announced today that they will play a preseason game at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Fever will play the Brazilian national team. The University of Iowa also announced they will retire Clark's iconic number 22 jersey.
What if I told you the WNBA just ran a perfect market experiment comparing Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Same opponent, same homecoming concept, same week. The only difference? The player. The results are in. Clark's tickets vanished in 36 minutes, with resale prices hitting $4,700, while Reese's $29 tickets sat unsold for days.
Exciting news, Fever fans. We are coming to Iowa City. Caitlin Clark makes her return home to the University of Iowa on May 4th. We are thrilled to announce that the Indiana Fever will face off against the Brazilian national team in a preseason exhibition at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
This isn't about who's better on the court. It's about the undeniable economic reality that's reshaping women's basketball right before our eyes. And some people aren't ready for this conversation. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's talk about what happens when you put two WNBA rookies to the exact same test. I'm not talking about stats or social media followers. I'm talking about cold hard ticket sales. Both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese had exhibition games scheduled against the same opponent, the Brazilian national team. Both were homecoming games. Both were in the same week. Perfect comparison, right? But what happened next is absolutely wild. When Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever announced their exhibition game at Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena, fans didn't just line up, they crashed entire websites. The tickets vanished in just 36 minutes. 36 minutes. That's less time than it takes to watch a single quarter of basketball. And get this, the pre-sale alone, which was only available to Iowa season ticket holders and donors, completely sold out the arena. The general public never even got a chance to buy tickets. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's homecoming game at LSU was a completely different story.
The Indiana Fever will be heading to Caitlin Clark's old stomping grounds this May. The team will play a preseason game at Carver Hawkeye Arena for the first time in franchise history. Tickets will be available through the University of Iowa and will go on sale at a later date. The game is set for May 4th at 5 p.m. and the Fever will be taking on the Brazilian national team.
The team announced today that they will play a preseason game at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Fever will play the Brazilian national team. The University of Iowa also announced they will retire Clark's iconic number 22 jersey.
Days after tickets went on sale, you could still easily grab seats. No website crashes, no payment processing failures, no frantic refreshing of browsers, just tickets sitting there waiting for buyers who weren't exactly rushing to get them. You know what's really telling? The price tags. The original price for Angel's tickets was $29. $29 to see a WNBA rookie who calls herself that girl return to her college stomping grounds. And even at that price, they weren't moving fast. Now compare that to what happened with Clark's tickets on the secondary market. Once those original tickets disappeared, resale prices went through the roof. The absolute cheapest resale tickets, I'm talking nosebleeds where you need binoculars to see the court, started around $59. And if you wanted decent seats in the lower bowl, hope you had a couple $1,000s laying around. Some premium courtside seats hit $4,700 per ticket. That's not a typo. $4,700 to watch a preseason exhibition game. For context, that's more expensive than many NBA playoff games. People were willing to pay more to watch Caitlin Clark play in a meaningless exhibition than to watch some NBA teams compete for a championship. That's insane. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's tickets were sitting on secondary markets for $30 to $60, and some were even still available at the original $29 price. No rush, no premium, no problem getting tickets. Social media absolutely lit up with these comparisons. People were posting screenshots side by side, sold out sections for Clark next to wide open seating charts for Reese. The memes and comments were brutal. One screenshot would show sold out in big letters for Clark's game, while the other showed row after row of available seats for Reese's game. This isn't just about two players. This is a glimpse into the economic future of the WNBA. When you put both rookies to the exact same market test under nearly identical conditions, the results weren't just different. They were in different universes. Think about what this means. When fans vote with their wallets, they're making the clearest statement possible about who they want to see play. No filter, no media spin, just economic reality. 15,000 seats gone in 36 minutes versus days of unsold inventory at bargain prices. That's the kind of market response that makes sports executives pay attention. Imagine being an event organizer looking at these numbers. One player causes website crashes and payment processing failures because too many people are trying to buy tickets simultaneously. The other player's tickets remain available with no technical issues because there's simply no rush to purchase them. Some people will try to spin this or make excuses, but the market doesn't lie. When Clark's secondary tickets started at $59, and those were gone in minutes too, while Reese's original $29 ticket sat unsold. That tells you everything you need to know about the difference in drawing power between these two rookies. The market doesn't just speak, it screams the truth about player value. When those ticket sales numbers come in, that's when you see the real story behind all the hype. Sports executives know this better than anyone. They're not scrolling through Instagram comments or tracking hashtags when making multi-million-dollar decisions. They're looking at one thing: are people willing to spend their hard-earned money to see this player? Think about it. Anyone can double tap a photo or share a highlight. That costs nothing. But when someone pulls out their credit card and spends actual money on tickets, that's the moment of truth. That's why ticket sales are the ultimate reality check in sports. They're the clearest indication of who genuinely moves the needle versus who just generates buzz online. Angel Reese has built an impressive social media empire with millions of followers. She's got the brand deals, the magazine covers, and the viral moments. By that measure, you'd expect her to be packing arenas everywhere she goes. But here's where things get interesting. When fans have the chance to vote with their wallets, they're sending a completely different message. You know what cuts through all the noise and narratives? Cold, hard purchasing decisions. When fans are willing to crash websites trying to get tickets for one player while casually passing on bargain prices for another, that tells you everything. No amount of media spin can change that reality. It's like one fan put it so perfectly: they wouldn't pay $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play, especially not when tickets were sitting there at $29, practically begging to be purchased. But this goes way beyond just a single exhibition game. Look at what happened when these rookies hit the actual WNBA season. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring fans to seats, she helped transform an entire franchise. The Indiana Fever went from lottery team to playoff contender with her arrival. The on-court impact matched the box office draw. Meanwhile, Chicago's season went in a completely different direction. Despite all the excitement about Reese's arrival, the Sky couldn't translate that social media buzz into meaningful improvement in the standings. What's even more telling is how this is shaping up for next season. The 2025 WNBA calendar is already showing a clear pattern. Teams are seeing massive demand when the Fever come to town, while other matchups are struggling to generate the same excitement even with slashed prices. Some franchises thought they'd caught lightning in a bottle with their draft picks, but now they're facing the harsh reality that not all rookies drive ticket sales equally. You want to know the real reason executives are paying attention to this? Because it changes everything about how the league operates. TV deals, merchandise sales, sponsorships, all of it follows fan interest. And right now, fans are voting overwhelmingly with their wallets for specific players and games. The verdict is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark has revolutionized the economics of women's basketball, creating a demand that simply wasn't there before. When we compare the two ticket situations side by side, it speaks volumes about who's truly driving the WNBA's meteoric rise. This isn't about who has better stats or more highlights. It's about who generates revenue in an industry that desperately needs it. Let's be real, the WNBA has been fighting for years to build its audience and financial stability. Now that they have a player clearly driving unprecedented interest, every team in the league is taking notes. Those empty seats at bargain prices tell a story that no amount of social media followers can contradict. This market-driven referendum on star power shows which players are genuine economic forces and which ones haven't translated their online popularity into actual revenue. That's not a slight against anyone's playing ability. It's just the reality of sports as a business. Executives don't care about Twitter debates or Instagram followers nearly as much as they care about sold-out arenas and merchandise flying off shelves. The truth is, some players are connecting with fans in a way that makes them open their wallets, while others, despite impressive credentials and social media presence, aren't driving the same financial impact. The contrast couldn't be more stark when you see packed houses versus empty seats at deeply discounted prices. What we're seeing right now is nothing short of a revolution in women's basketball. The WNBA is entering a legitimate golden era with Caitlin Clark as the main character driving this transformation. Her impact goes way beyond points and assists. She's literally changing the business model of the entire league. This is the hard economic reality that can't be ignored. One player is generating unprecedented demand while others can't fill seats at bargain prices. It's not personal, it's business. The big question facing the WNBA now isn't about skill, it's about sustainability. Can the league build around Clark's star power while developing other marketable talents that fans will actually pay to see?